Hello, and welcome to the third episode of the Turntable Talk podcast. This was supposed to be the second episode, but my guest today got sick yesterday, so that's not happening. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Liam.
What's your full government name?
Yeah, I know Liam Figueroa, but
No, what's the middle name too?
Okay, Liam Frederick Figueroa. Know my address? Jesus.
Yeah, where's your address?
Okay, yeah, I'm still reeling from the smiled bug yesterday, so my voice might sound a little weird. But today we are talking about an album.
Yeah. So actually, that's my first question. But anyway, we're talking about today. Ramona Park Broke My Heart by Vince Staples. This was a 2022. Great album, by the way. But a 2022 release. Very good. Why do you think this album is significant?
It deals with a lot of things that he hasn't before. When I first listened to it, I was working in my neighbor's yard, so I didn't really get the meaning of it. I listened to it again while playing GTA, actually, and I was in Vespucci Beach when the actual meaning hit me, and the reason I now understand what he's talking about is because I watched a video on it, breaking down the whole album. But it is interesting. It's mainly about his...
We'll get there.
Okay, got you.
All right, yeah. I think it is significant for what he's talking about. I think I would venture to say that this is Vince Staples' most, except for like the TV show he did, I guess, but this is his most like concise project, right? Where I mean, it's everything on the album has a meaning. It has a purpose. I mean, yeah. Also, it's part of a recent trend in his albums. One he put out in 2021, and one he put out this year, 2022. That is.
Big Fish, right?
No.
Okay, never mind.
It was the Vince Staples album and Ramona Park Broke My Heart, where both of them usually Vince is known as more of a bombastic rapper, right? He's his beats are very fast, very percussive. He's got a very explosive style. But on these last two albums, he's kind of chilled out a little bit. It's very very slow, and it's an interesting mood switch for Vince, and you can tell. That's why I like this album.
Yeah, I didn't completely expect a sort of summer anthem like Lemonade, Magic, and Slide are all really good songs. They're all I liked in Spotify, but I didn't expect this from Vince. I didn't.
Hold on, we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah, I like your attitude about it though. Just always, this second question is always implied. Did you like this album?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Why so?
It gives a bunch of depth to Vince's actual character. I don't know him as a person, obviously, but this did flesh out the idea of Vince Staples, if that makes sense, I guess.
Right. And there's some questions that we'll go over that kind of talk about that a little more. Yeah, okay. Anyway, yeah, I like this album a lot. I think we've already talked plenty about why we like it, but it's a good one. It's a good one. What was your favorite song off the album?
Slide or DJ Quick?
Those are both very good, mellow bangers. I like them. Why so?
Which one? Slide or Quick?
Choose. It's your favorite song.
Well, I don't know. I just like Slide because it's a very...
Both of those are some of the chillest songs on the track.
DJ Quick's pretty chill. Slide's pretty chill too. I kind of just like the poppiness in it, if that makes sense. It reminds me of
I think Slide is a lot more poppy than DJ Quick,
absolutely,
but I know what you mean.
DJ Quick, Slide is what I was going to talk about.
Slide.
Yeah, that one. I don't know. It's just really good song. I like the melody. I haven't done a deep dive onto the actual song. I haven't done a deep dive on many songs actually. I think I only have the first two. I really sat down and tried to come up with what he's talking about. But Sly just has a good melody. His voice really works well with it because you can keep screwing your water bottle.
No, I know.
Okay.
Just keep going.
All right, yeah. Uh, yeah. So, anyways, Slide just he has a really good melody in his voice. You can hear him very clearly. It's really almost like a somber tone almost. I mean, that just Vince Staples kind of has a more like chill vibe about him, and you see that with other albums like in
Summertime '06.
Summertime '06. Yeah, God, the North album.
I mean,
It's
the North
it's
album.
the North album. I didn't listen to the entire thing actually.
That's okay.
So
It's a big one.
I told you about what I thought about his album, that album.
There's a question about that later, but I do want to hear about that.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, that's pretty much the only knowledge about that album I have is North, Hang and Bang, and Jump Off the Roof. So,
Right.
yeah.
Those are really good ones, Dan.
They're good songs, but I just haven't listened to the full album, so maybe I have a skewed opinion of what it is.
Actually, now that you talk about that, I don't think I put the question I meant to on the document. But that being said, yeah, explain how you think it connects, how Ramona Park Broke My Heart is connected to Summertime '06.
Well, starting with Summertime '06, it's pretty much... God, I sound like such a Vince Staples...
Yeah, you're like Anthony Fantano.
Jesus. Okay, regardless. Summertime '06 is pretty much, well, from my point of view, it's a struggle with his vices and addiction to not only love, but also cocaine, because that's his preferred drug of choice in Hang and Bang, I'm pretty sure it was.
Is it? Does he say that?
Yeah, I think at some point in one of the songs, he refers to preferring cocaine or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just BSing this, but
no, maybe he was like playing it up for a bit.
Maybe he is playing it up a bit, but he's definitely addicted to some kind of substance in that whole album. And he's also talking with his girlfriend and how she is not happy with the relationship because he's addicted to the cocaine so much, or whatever drug he's doing.
What song is this off of? What song is this off of?
Oh my god. Jump Off the Roof. Yeah.
Right. Oh, I think I kind of get what you mean there.
Yeah.
Oh. So how does that connect to Ramona Park Broke My Heart?
So, I mean, since it's like his... I don't want to say childhood, since it's kind of messed up, but like teenage years, I would say, is when this whole saga of albums kind of continues, because Big Fish, I haven't listened to much of it. I don't know what that's about, but Ramona Park Broke My Heart and Summertime '06 kind of blend together as this like time in his life where he was just in a really bad space. Like he was running with the gangs, doing drugs, like just bad times for him.
Bad times for Vince.
I don't know if I'm entirely correct in my assumption about the Ramona Park Broke My Heart album, but it was more of like so Summertime '06 was created in what, like 20...
Might have been
2015, I think. That's more recent, or not recent. Jesus, that's more older. Yeah, I don't know if it's okay. Ramona Park Broke My Heart is kind of like an outsider's perspective since he's had time to, meditate on it and stuff.
Right.
So it kind of feels like to me he can do that more poppy vibe to it because he knows what he was doing wrong and he's thought on it and he's kind of grown as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And it does give us some valuable insight if we interpret it that way, because then we can be like, oh, okay, because North obviously is sort of, it's not glorifying things, but he's more of just being like, oh yeah, this is what happened.
This is...
Don't mess with me,
Right.
And then Ramona Park Broke My Heart is kind of like, damn,
that's not good.
I really did that stuff. I really killed those people, or
Allegedly
he killed those people. Yeah, I don't want to see Vince in prison right now.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't think I can.
We need him on the outside.
Yeah.
You need him on the outside, huh?
Yeah.
He's important to you personally.
Oh yeah, personally.
You know him?
Yeah. Not only do I know him, but he's actually my brother.
Right.
Yeah. My name is not Liam Figueroa. It's Liam Staples. I don't think that's his name.
Me neither.
Is Vince Staples his actual name?
It could be. I mean, I don't know.
I really hope not. We're just not making fun of him right now.
I don't know.
Although I
anyway,
doubt
moving on.
Hear
This is
whatever.
an interesting caveat, but let's move on. What was your least favorite song? That was a cool discussion.
Let
That was
me
the longest favorite song
look
we've had on
at
the
the
podcast.
list of songs on DJ Quick. Actually, pull this up.
DJ Quick.
Okay, I'm terrible at doing this.
It don't make dollars and it don't make sense.
Here we go.
Okay.
Let's see. Honestly, I didn't like I didn't like Paper Cuts that much. East Point
What?
Prayer, yeah.
Oh my.
I don't.
Wait, I forgot to say my favorite song. It's like tied between the blues and Paper Cuts. I really like. I don't know what it is.
Maybe
that instrument. Hold on. Let me explain why I love.
If I heard it, I mean, I haven't listened to this album, like the whole album. I only listened to the songs I like. So the ones that I haven't liked on Spotify, I kind of forgot about. So, I mean, like Free the Homies, Paper Cuts, and When Sparks Fly, they're not liked, so I haven't listened to them.
You didn't like When Sparks Fly?
I liked the song. I just not.
You didn't. That wasn't one of your favorite tracks.
I didn't hit love on Spotify. Yeah.
Wow. Let me go back and talk about my favorites before we move on.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that, I guess.
Cause like, yeah, almost every song you just said right now.
I'm sorry.
So I like the. Oh, so let's start in chronological order. I like When Sparks Fly.
Okay.
Well, the beach is good too.
I like The Beach.
The beach is nice. That's a
short,
song.
sweet. Not really sweet, actually. It's
kind of not
a little
sweet.
depressing.
But it sounds sweet.
It sounds sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sets the tone of the album really well.
It most definitely.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. And all of the songs are constantly setting the tone. Except for my least favorite, which I'll talk about in a minute.
It's almost as if like the songs are the tone.
Wow.
Crazy how tone.
Anyway, I like When Sparks Fly because it's very, and we're going to talk about this later, but
Yeah.
it's very thematically related, where Ramona Park Broke My Heart is not exactly like a narrative. It's not a linear story. It's kind of just like, I won't even say a series of vignettes, but it's like a bunch of moods that Vince Staples had. Am I
Kind of
losing
like
you there?
moments in time, like how.
I don't know, because it's just kind of like different aspects. It's like painting a picture, right?
I guess, yeah. It's kind of like one of the frescoes, the Roman frescoes, where it's like it's got all these different stuff from all these times, kind of like showing a whole story through the painting. It's like
What's a fresco?
It's just like a painting, pretty much. It's there's semantics, but it's not that important. It's just trying to tell like a whole story of like time, like the whole war in one painting. So they have like the start of the war at the top, and then they go down at the bottom.
Right.
Have like all these different parts and stuff that are different events.
Right.
Kind of the same thing, but in album form.
Yeah, well, when you say it like that, it is like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we're gonna talk about When Sparks Fly in a minute, but that is like a very good brush stroke in that painting.
Yeah.
And I like Paper Cuts because it kind of sounds like both the starter track, not the starter track, the opening track, the beach. Sorry. Wow, I'm kind of disoriented right now.
Yeah.
It sounds like the beach and also the blues, which is the closing track. Paper Cuts. It's got like this weird like whirring instrument in it. Like it's just a really specific sound that I like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much to elaborate on that.
Do you?
What?
I kind of want to listen to this album again, just really quickly, just so I can know which song I don't like, because I might like Paper Cuts. Actually, no, we're fine. I mean, like,
Well, no.
we can talk about the songs that I do know about, which is
Oh
fine.
my god.
Okay, to be fair, like more than half the songs are on my liked.
Just lean away and like tap on all of them really quick.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I can tell you which one is my very least favorite on the album. It's the only song I actively dislike. I thought the features were really weak on this album. There's two.
Can you hear it through my mic?
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh wait. That's for the homies. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a terrible podcast, by the way. The other ones were a lot more structured. That being said, my least favorite song on this album is East Point Prayer. It's one of the feature tracks, and basically the beat is the worst on the album. I would say. I don't know if Liam agrees or disagrees, but that beat is just like it's kind of like meandering, where it's the album. We've talked about how chill it is. This beat is like not chill. It's just depressing, and not even in an interesting way.
It's like one of those like. It's just an album that's depressing, but the beat is good. It's kind of like I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I mean, like pumped up kicks.
What are you talking about? No, what are you talking about right now? Which song?
Oh, I was talking about the entire album as a whole.
Oh, I'm talking about East Point Prayer.
Oh, yeah.
Did you like that one? Did you, from your quick review?
I did like it. The beat was kind of off. I'll admit that, but I didn't look at the lyrics. I mean, I listened.
That's okay.
To like
I barely looked at the lyrics. And
why don't you like it?
Well, as I was saying to whatever poor soul is listening right now, the beat is like kind of meandering. It's slow to a point where it's boring, and something about like the melodies. I don't know. I don't have a lot of training in music theory, but like the melodies to me are just like off, right? As an average music listener, I could just like I can feel it, right? It's just not right for me. Sounds, yeah, right, correct. What was your least favorite on the album?
Listen to Paper Cuts. I didn't hate Paper Cuts actually.
That's great. That's a good thing.
God, I think Rose Street, honestly. Rose Street was kind of mid.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just didn't like it that much. It didn't really resonate that much with me. Other songs did.
I would say other songs did. You finish your thought, but I have thoughts on Rose Street because
originally my least favorite song was, crazy as it sounds, Lemonade.
I mean, I'm not even that big a fan of Lemonade.
It came around for me. I listened to it like 2 or 3 times, just idling the whole album while playing GTA, and it was. I mean, the whole album's good. Like, I don't hate any song specifically.
That's usually how it goes.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't hate the songs. I'll listen to them if they're just playing.
Right.
But like, they're not in my like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just listening to it and chilling in Vespucci Beach, pretending to be Vince, killing random passerbys.
Accurate depiction of Vince Staples on any given day. Just popping off at civilians.
You have to live it.
You have to live it. You have to live this album. So I went and killed 3 homeless people. Wow, this is a bad podcast.
I'll have you know they were fully clothed.
Alright, let's focus back up. I might have to cut this part out.
I think it gives the podcast character.
Moving on, I think Rose Street is a really good one because of just the tone. Again, we talk about how every song is kind of like a brushstroke or an aspect of this big painting, and this one's kind of like at the penultimate track. It's right next to the end. It's like speeding to the end. Or like the chorus, you know, she says she in love, what's that? Trust, what's that? Us, what's that? It's like kind of by its very nature fast, where it's kind of like he's speeding to the what is it? The revelation that the final track is to him, and I just like it because of its thematic resonance and its place in the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people like the blues song. It's not on my liked, so I listened to it a bit.
That's okay. We were supposed to do this a while ago, but it's all right.
I will say though that he did end the album on a good note because it's not too mellow, it's not too like pop-ish. I would have not hated it, but I would have been kind of disappointed if he ended the song and ended the album on like Magic or something, you know.
Oh yeah,
it gives it a good finish. Or like Magic, it's a good song. If you left off, it would have felt unfinished, which I mean, like.
Well, yeah, because that's like the middle of the album. It doesn't have the thematic ending.
Yeah.
Right. All right, let's move on from that. Is this your favorite? No. Well, we can skip that question.
Okay.
Is this your favorite Vince Staples project?
What's it's the only Vince Staples project I really know, not even know. It's the only Vince Staples project that I really listen to a lot. Like I listen to North and stuff like perchance whenever someone else puts it on, but I don't listen to it that much outside of that because it has a lot of use it like list times that you can listen to it, and you can get tired of North pretty quick in my opinion. But I just like the sound
Of this. Yeah, it's very.
It's more poppy. It's more upbeat. I like listening to music that's more upbeat, honestly. And North kind of makes me want to kill someone. So.
Oh yeah, I get what you mean.
Kill it. EBK.
Yeah.
Big EBK.
What?
Never mind.
Yeah. Okay. But I feel you there. I feel you there. I think this one is also my favorite project from Vince Staples. Ramona Park Broke My Heart is my favorite. But before that, it was the Vince Staples album. Because that album was bringing the new sound that I like so much on this album. We talked about how it's kind of connected.
Poppy?
More like chill.
Chill?
Yeah.
I mean, Vince is always chill, but he's... Oh, like, as in, like, what he's saying? Like, he's not...
No. I mean, in the music. Like, yeah. I remember...
would you consider... Because I know that Summertime '06 is kind of, like, more, like, gangster rap. Would you consider Ramona Broke My Heart to be murder music?
No.
Yeah.
Not even remotely. I don't think so. I don't think this is... Because that's, like, the opposite of what he's trying to get across.
Exactly, yeah.
And we're really working towards the last question here because it's got a lot to do with that. So we'll hold off on that. That's a good question. I mean, the answer is no, but it's a good question. I like that you asked that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. So, no, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to edit this a lot.
It's kind of funny. Can I press it button?
Yeah, go ahead. If we're editing it.
All right, I could. That's fine. Okay, we're good. 3, 2, 1.
And we're back.
We're back.
I'm cutting that out too. All right. So when Vince talks about Ramona Park breaking his heart, he's really trying to talk about how the environment he grew up in forced him to become a less empathetic person in order to survive, right? A lot of gang violence, a lot of, as he talks about, a lot of just like bad situations that nobody really wants to be in.
Vices, pretty much.
Vices too. Yeah, you're right. I wasn't even thinking about that. You're right. So I want to ask you how the environment you grew up in, how that shaped the way you empathize with others.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, as you know, I don't live in the worst area in the world. I live in...
Liam Figueroa lives in Point Loma, San Diego.
Yeah, the sunny state of California. I mean, same as Vince Staples, honestly. But I live...
Not in the trenches.
Not in the trenches.
Decidedly not in the trenches.
Yeah, so I live in a really nice area.
Well, even that can shape the way you look at other people. How do you think that's done that?
It's less about where I was raised and kind of like who raised me.
Okay.
Because I mean, my parents obviously did the whole raising thing.
Oh, word.
Word. I mean, they kept me alive for what, 18 years?
Not just yet.
Yeah, they're continually keeping me alive. And that's great, but it's more of like my peers who raised me. If that's kind of a thing, like my friends in like middle school and stuff.
Oh, what do you mean by that? I don't want to armchair therapist you, so I don't know. But what do you mean by that?
I mean, I was with my friends and we would just talk and then grow, and then I would be with them from like second grade was when I left. Yeah, okay. So I came into OTA at second grade.
OTA is what?
Old Town Academy, my middle school.
All right.
So yeah, I went there at second grade at OTA, stayed there until 8th grade, So that's like a good solid 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know how to count. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, and that was kind of just like, it's obviously a big part of my life, and I feel like I'm a better person because, especially now, because like, God, I was way different than I was in ninth grade, and
I liked you.
everyone, I mean, yeah, everyone likes me always,
Always.
always. I'm the best person ever. But I was definitely weird, and not saying that everyone should get bullied a little bit, but in eighth grade,
You should have.
I was bullied just enough so I turned out good. Like, I, yeah, yeah. Well, I'll leave it at that.
Right.
What were we talking about?
How your environment.
Oh, yeah. So okay,
shapes the way
going
you
back
empathize with
to
other
that,
people.
yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm not like messed up in the head or anything.
No,
I'm a pretty rational person,
of course.
and I have a not unique insight on the world. It's pretty average, I guess. But I mean, treat others the way I'd be treated. Like, what do you mean by empathy? Like, how I empathize with other people? Like, I mean, like,
I don't know. I can tell you my answer to this question is, um, not exactly not exactly my parents. Although I don't know if I want to go so far as saying my friends raised me like you did.
I mean, my parents were in my life, obviously, but like,
your your parents directly raised you. You know, you still
they directly raised me. I'm living in their house currently.
Yeah.
But
they're more than in your life.
but I was always like, my parents are stupid. They don't let me play Halo for 7 hours a day. So I was like, my friends are so much cooler, and
You hung out with them more.
I honestly didn't. I didn't hang out with them because I was actually because I was at school most of the day, most of the waking hours, anyways.
Yeah.
And come back at 3, do homework,
Yeah.
dinner. I mean, obviously I'm on good terms with my parents, but like I just like my friends more. Like they're funnier. They crack funnier jokes.
That's
so.
a completely normal response to
Yeah.
having friends. Is you like them a little more than your parents.
Like
That's
I
okay.
have a healthy appreciation for feeding and keeping someone alive. But yeah.
Yeah. What I was gonna say for that question is, I've been. Our school is High Tech High International, and there's like a whole high tech system. There's a series of like I think 9 schools really close to each other that are all like about the size of, or combined, all make up the average student population of like
I mean,
average high school.
relatively close.
Huh?
Like Mesa is not near here at all.
Well, no, there are like 9 schools here though.
Seriously, there's okay.
High Tech Middle, High Tech High, High Tech Explore, High Tech Middle Media,
Mhm.
High Tech Media, or High Tech High Media, High Tech International,
Yeah.
High Tech Elementary. So it's more like 7, but this is
That's still a lot. Like 9 is the Mesa and those Chula campuses.
yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I've been in this system where all of those schools. I've gone to school here my entire life, and I think
Yeah, you're a high tech high
baby,
pretty much,
yeah.
right?
From kindergarten to now 12th grade. And basically what happens is there's a certain way they like to do it. Right, there's a lot of it's basically the way the school system puts a heavy focus on stuff like empathy.
Yeah.
Right.
High Tech High is a very project-based school, and I came from that same environment, like coming into from OTA. Like it was project-based still at OTA, so I was like, you know what, I should probably find a high school that suits me. Actually, I wasn't looking for a high school. My mom and dad were.
Of course.
And
The people who are, in your life.
in my life, and take care of and pay for my school. So yeah.
Yeah, you kind of know them.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I might live with them a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. I actually almost went to Saint, which would have been crazy because Saints is not project based. They are textbook through and through.
Gross.
Yeah.
When you say like all this shorthand for other schools, I've only ever gone to school here. I don't know what other schools are.
You haven't? Oh yeah, because you didn't need to tour any other high schools. So it was either here.
You toured high schools?
Huh?
You toured high schools?
Yeah.
That's insane. This is getting away from the point. What I'm trying to say is that the school system places a heavy heavy emphasis on in intrapersonal relationships, and I feel like I I'm a lot more of an, I don't want to say empathetic person, but like I pay attention to how other people feel a little more than I think other people in my life do.
You sound annoying.
I am. I would say that I am annoying. I don't know about this question. We could probably move on.
I mean, you can still say it.
Well,
I was joking.
no. I wasn't going to stop just because you told me so.
Okay.
Trust me, I know. But like, it's just weird for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think I have a fully formed idea here. We're just
Okay.
gonna move on.
Sure.
Number one podcast in the world. So, on the song "Mama's Boy,"
Oh, a good song.
yeah, it's a banger. I love that song. But Vince remarks upon on that song how his love for his street life and pursuit of money is on the level of his love for his mother. And could you tell me about a situation in which your priorities were in the wrong place?
Uh, yeah, I guess. So, that's kind of a deep question. Vince obviously has a more unhealthy relationship with something that's like that. I mean, I like money too, but I don't go banging over it.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I'm not really like that. Uh,
It doesn't have to be specifically money. Just any priorities.
I know.
It could be a smaller scale story, like one time I played Halo instead of doing homework.
Oh well, yeah. So I mean, I procrastinate in general.
Yeah, we're high schoolers.
Oh yeah, I'm God. So, and procrastination's always kind of like one of the things that.
So actually,
really kills me.
on that thread, when's like the worst time you procrastinated?
Oh God. uh, this semester, this week,
What happened?
I completed the poetry.
Explain from the ground up,
So
like I don't know anything.
we have in Jacob's class we have this poetry project thing, and we should have written the whole thing out. And I did. We made a draft. It was very easy. I just had to finalize it by adding a paragraph or something, like literally 8 words, nothing too crazy. Was due 4 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago.
It was due a while ago.
A while ago. And I hadn't completed it yet because I was like, today I will do this paragraph, and I didn't.
And that happened for like days on end.
And that happened for weeks on end, bro.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I remember
that was pretty bad.
On that note, this is completely unrelated to the album because this is just a variety podcast now. But for our English teacher's class, for his honors class at least, we had to do a book review, and I remember I had to read. I didn't have to. I chose to read The Godfather for some god awful reason, and
Godfather 2?
there's no second book. But that being said, the author is just a really, really bad author. He doesn't really. I guess he didn't. It was written a long time ago. He didn't really get how sentence structure worked. There'd be a period like every 2 words in that book. It was awful and hard to read. And also it was hard to read because of the just insane amount of bigotry, right? And it was just the worst, most vile stuff. And I get it, it's a mafia story, all of that, but like it was distracting.
Yeah.
I think the movies might be a little better because the craftsmanship is a little more on par, but still. So when I finished the book, I was so sick of that book that I couldn't do the book review actually.
And then you just put it off?
No, I haven't done it at all. I'm just not doing it.
Wait, what? I thought this was for like Ross's class.
This is for honors.
For who? Ross's honors?
Our English teacher, Jacob.
Oh, damn.
As in our senior English teacher, Jacob.
As in our current teacher, Jacob.
Yes. Yeah, but that was just on that thread of things in Jacob. That book it made me awful. It made me feel awful. Yeah. I say we move on with the music part of the interview.
Yeah. On my mom.
Okay.
On my mom.
Right. So on the song, or no, sorry. Is there any song on this album that you consider to be underrated?
Underrated. The Beach. I like The Beach a lot. I'm a
It's
Beach
the
fan.
opening track to the album. If the viewers or sorry, the listeners don't really know, it's a good one.
Either The Beach or Nameless, because they're both interludes. The Beach is not much of a song because it's only like what, a minute long. There's songs
It's more
that
of a song than Nameless, but I think
it's more of a song, obviously, but like it's definitely an interlude to the rest of the album. You're not
If you
go to a party, you're not gonna put on The Beach. Like, you're gonna get not thrown out of the party because Vince is a banger and he goes crazy.
Just taking off the aux.
Yeah, just I'm trying to listen to Magic right now, you know?
Yeah, Magic is more of a party song, Lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I think, yeah, an underrated version. I don't always, when I ask for underrated stuff, it's more relative because you can't really tell unless you've done surveys or really talked to many people about the album. I haven't talked to a lot of people about the album.
You don't talk to a lot of people.
That's true. And I think, just going off of what you said, all of the interludes are underrated.
Yeah.
Because they're all really good. They're all obviously more directly thematically related to the album. Nameless is right before When Sparks Fly, which our next question is about. But it relates directly to it, where it's like an interview, and it's talking about how, bullets don't have names.
Exactly.
And how he doesn't really pay attention to all of that because, as we've been talking about, this album is about how Vince's environment has removed his ability to empathize. It's removed when he says "break my heart." He's talking about broke my heart as like a functioning object in my body. Yeah. If the heart, actually did emotion stuff, it's broken. It doesn't tick right. And especially a cool caveat I have is when you look at interviews with Vince, I don't know if you want to call it social cues, but he's just really rude. He doesn't have patience for regular stuff.
Well, I mean,
not rude in like a normal celebrity way, but rude in a way that kind of seems a little damaged.
Yeah, living in Long Beach, and then again, I don't know any of this. I'm not from Ramona Park.
We can just say living in his part of
his part of life. Yeah, I mean, the ghetto is pretty much synonymous right now.
Yeah.
It's just like you think of a ghetto when you see a ghetto,
That might have some troubling implications, but we're gonna say yeah.
I'm trying to say that most bad areas, and they're not bad specifically.
Bad to live in.
Bad to live, yes.
Circumstantially speaking, yeah.
So circumstantially bad areas to live in. They all are pretty much the same because they all have the same problems affecting them,
I mean, I guess I know what you mean. I don't think I completely agree, but I know what you're talking about.
Everyone that is trying to make it out of somewhere, it's because they don't want to live there for I don't know. Wow, crazy stuff. But I mean, it's either housing or just it's a systemic problem.
Actually, we're gonna talk about the motivations for all of that.
I couldn't really put that into words very easily. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but we have
the source or something.
Yeah. There's some further questions I have for you. We can pause the interview.
Okay.
Liam's calling his mom.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on with the interview. On the song "When Sparks Fly," when Vince first appears to be rapping about a romantic relationship, right, with all the lyrics and stuff. But later it is revealed that he is actually rapping about himself from the fictional perspective of his gun, right? Going with the theme of, misplaced priorities, and that he would have a connection, or that his gun would have a connection this strong with him. All of that, kind of folds into the overarching narrative. But all of that being said, do you know of any other art that plays with subject and perspective in the kind of way that this does? I have a couple examples from me, but yeah. If it's no, that's cool. It's just kind of like a weird question.
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's really clever how Vince does it because the whole time I thought he was talking about like an actual person. And even until the end part, where he's like probably go 100 rounds, I thought he was still talking about a person.
Yeah, it's very crazy. Like he has a very specific point in the song where he switches, and you kind of assume that he switches back to his perspective, but he never does.
Yeah, he never does. I
think that's kind of interesting.
I originally thought the story was kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde situation, which I guess you can still call it like that because
we're gonna have
his gun. It's like he's in a relationship with his gun where they're kind of partners in crime. They go everywhere together,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
And he just doesn't feel whole with it because the whole album's trying to. I need to get money so I can get out of here, and the whole reason Vince wants to get out of the ghetto and everything like that is because doesn't want to live there, wants to get his mom a better house.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Reasonable. But after he makes it out, he is kind of, I don't know. He stops caring about where he grew up. I mean, I'm not saying this is exactly what he's doing. I'm just kind of interpreting this way. He kind of just stops caring about what's going on in North Beach, or Long Beach. And I don't know, however much time passes, he comes back to it eventually, a wiser man. And he sees this kid in the interlude.
Nameless. I don't think that's specifically.
I'm just saying. Maybe he comes back and sees.
I don't think he left Long Beach.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just a random 17-year-old doing
music.
A podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's still from the perspective of in Long Beach. I don't think maybe he will leave Long Beach, but like I think he's still there.
If he hasn't, I don't think he ever will, because he's probably gonna. Vince is the kind of guy to make it better.
Okay.
I feel like how Snoop Dogg did the team for
But back to the question, other art form or other ways that perspective and subject are played with like this.
Oh, I have no clue.
Directly.
Sorry.
I don't know. It's okay. But like directly, like kind of inspired by, it's the song "Me and My Girlfriend" by Tupac under the Tupac.
Oh, isn't that also a story about his gun?
Yes, it's a story about his gun. So I thought of that directly.
There was also one by Nas too, if I remember.
I don't remember that one, unfortunately, but you could be right.
It wasn't. I'm not a big Nas fan. I'm gonna trigger all the hip hop heads in here. But I'm not a very big.
You're the only hip hop head in here.
The people listening to the podcast, which is probably gonna be like a parent or something. They're not even gonna get this far. I'm not a very big Nas fan.
Anyway, another art form that plays with subject and perspective like this is in that movie Zombieland. Right? Have you watched that movie?
The first one or the second one?
The first one. I haven't watched the second one.
I've seen the first one.
I think it might be bad.
I thought you were gonna go into something like, I don't know, Cubistar or like.
That'd be kind of hard. I'm not that cool. I don't know that much about art.
Yeah.
That being said, in the movie Zombieland, this whole time, Woody Harrelson is talking about how the zombies got my dog, right? And he talks about his dog all his time, and later in the movie, it's revealed that he's really talking about his son, right? The zombies in the movie Zombieland, they got his son, and what he does is he kind of just refers to it as this dog to kind of distance himself from it and kind of like mute the pain a little bit. Yeah. And I thought that was kind of a cool way, or a cool thing that kind of tied back into When Sparks Fly. It's a cool song, and it's a cool tradition that art has of playing with perspective.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's usually guns.
Sense. Yeah, in the opposite sense though, because he's trying to distance himself in the Zombieland saga, and in this one, shut up. There's 2 movies, okay? And that's
a duology.
A duology. You sound presumptuous than a motherfucker, Josh.
Presumptuous? Do you know what that means?
Yes.
What?
Shut up.
What about the Zombieland saga, Leon?
He's trying to distance himself from his son because his son died, and he is sad that his son died. Crazy thought. And in When Sparks Fly, he's trying to show that he was so close to his gun that it could be pretty much counted as a romantic partner.
Right. That is a good notice.
Parallel.
Yeah, good parallel. Yeah, you're right. Thank you for the word.
Presumptuous.
Yeah, all right. Apologies for the abrupt cut here. The microphone we had ran out of battery, and so we're going to have to continue on a phone. But just to end the podcast off, who would you recommend this album to? Who is it for, Liam?
It's for anyone, but it's definitely written to, like, you know how some albums are kind of like letters almost?
Yeah.
It's definitely written to youth in general, like not just youth in Ramona Park, but youth everywhere.
Well, how do you think, or why do you think that?
It's kind of like a warning to not put things that you shouldn't. I mean, I'm being general here because not everyone puts money over everything, obviously. But, like, there are some people that might put, like, I don't know, like sex or something over everything, or like drugs over everything. And he's just warning against that because it can spiral out of control really fast and end up changing you into a monster.
Oh, right. Right. I like how you took, like, kind of a moral from the story.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I had a specific person in mind for mine, but, like, yeah, I guess I'll have to agree with you. It's like a moral for younger people, the younger generation. For my final question today, what is something you're passionate about? Separate from the album entirely, just talk about something you're passionate about real quick.
I'm pretty passionate. Okay, hold it. Hold.
You're passionate.
Yeah. I'm pretty passionate about.
You like building stuff.
I like building stuff, but I don't really get to a lot because the stuff I want to build is kind of dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty passionate about building not only in real life, but also in games. I just like creating and stuff and everything like that. Like, I love Minecraft. There's a lot of games that I am pretty into right now, but it all has to do with kind of like creating something new, like making new stuff, coming up with ideas, writing poetry. I don't write poetry, but if I had an idea, I'd probably write it down somewhere. So my finishing prompt for this podcast is just to get out there and go create something, because it's fun.
No, I didn't really ask for a finishing prompt, but that's really cool. I like that you had a finishing prompt. With that, I'm very sorry that the microphone ended mid-podcast. This will be a jarring experience to listen to for sure. Definitely not like the other episodes. But that being said, I want to thank you for listening if you got to this point. Yeah, peace, love, and please listen to Ramona Park Broke My Heart. It's a very good album. Goodbye.